want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
I think you can, folks. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is 0:30. We're blasting out of the bunker. Another day. Folks, I do this every single day. What? What do I do? Well, actually, I do every single day come to the microphone, well, except for Saturday and the occasional odd holiday, but I wake up thinking and looking around at everything that's going on. And I wonder, why doesn't everyone else see this? Why don't they get it? Why can't they do what I do? Well, it's difficult. It takes time. Right? And there has to be people. I am not the source of information. I'm a gatherer of it. I hunt it down. So you could say I'm a hunter-gatherer. But here we are. This is what is happening. Why isn't this more important? We often struggle with this. Information, facts, data, it's all very critical to try and understand what is going on in the world. And are we going in the right direction or the wrong direction? Well, I think we're going in the wrong direction. It's shocking. It's still shocking that nobody seems to care. Or is it that social media and mainstream media, well, they kill it. They kill any momentum and any thought. So let's do this. Let's look at a couple of news headlines that have occurred just since you and I talked last night. Vladimir Putin and Russia, they basically said, you know what? We're now suspending the nuclear arms treaty that we had with the United States of America. But wait, you can't do that. You signed that. You said you wouldn't. Oh, you mean kind of like NATO saying that they wouldn't push to put bases in Ukraine? That one, that kind of thing where you just decide you're not going to follow a treaty anymore? What does it mean when a country signs a treaty and then refuses to live by it, live up to it? Well, it's kind of a credibility buster, isn't it? So is it that Putin is destroying his own credibility by not living up to the agreement he said he would? Or is it that he said, you know what, I've had enough of your shit. You guys are breaking the treaties. You're continuing to push and push and push some more for World War III. You know, I do hold both sides accountable. I do. But there's not a whole lot we can do except watch and wonder, worry a little, and prepare. Now, that announcement from Putin came late yesterday, or maybe early in the morning of Russian time. But the point is that, yeah, they're going to suspend their agreements with the United States. So for everyone worried about the World Health Organization getting authority over our country, actually the country can at any point. So any treaty member, go fuck yourself. We're not going to play by your treaty. You don't own us. Sovereignty is what sovereignty is. That's always good to know. Now, why would Putin all of a sudden say this, right? We're going to go with suddenly he changed his mind. Well, maybe it's not so sudden. Maybe it's been going on for quite some time, this distrust of America, and why should we be in any treaties with them? Well, I think it's a valid question or argument to say why. Well, just yesterday, in case you missed it, and I think many people did, Putin, or rather Potato Joe, pissed off Putin, pissed off a lot of people by tacitly admitting through his bungling words that yes, or at the very least he called into question the narrative of the Nord Stream gas pipeline and who's responsible for it. Are you kidding me? Okay. So Joe Biden, in his speech, decided he was going to let the cat out of the bag and start talking about the Nord Stream pipeline and the United States and its actions there. If you were the enemy of the United States of America, or rather, if you were being, let's put ourselves in Russia's position. Russia has an energy export business that helps support the country. They have two major pipelines, the Nord Stream pipelines, that head into Europe. Those pipelines are blown up, and then they are accused of blowing their own pipelines? Distrust. Who stands the most to gain? Key bono, who benefits? These are questions we ask all the time. Well, Biden benefited, and so much is stated that. And then yesterday says, yeah, we're gearing up, we're ramping up, we're participating, we're taking action, we're doing things for our national security. All but saying, yeah, we're the ones that fucking did it. So yeah, Putin's going to be like, you know what, no more arms treaty, done. And then, folks, it's not just the political leaders. It's everything. We warn people daily here, you and I. We talk about things in a rational, logical way. But we don't get a voice. We're not allowed a voice. And then this jackass, Keith Olbermann. I don't know if you remember the name. Basically, he's a has-been dweeb. He's a washed-up turd. Right? He comes out and says Fox News needs to be shut down because it represents a national security threat. A national security threat? You want a national security threat? How about Hunter Biden and his laptop? How about Hunter Biden and his biolabs and his connection to all things corrupt in Ukraine and also all things corrupt in China? You want national security? How about Joe Biden and the southern border? National security? How about Afghanistan and the way our allies have been treated? National security. Really? How about all these secret documents just lying around his fucking house for Hunter to roll up and smoke his weed in? National security. Keith Olbermann says Fox News, which is hardly conservative, with the exception of Tucker Carlson and the occasional good story by Maria Bartiromo. This is our world, folks. And yeah, every day, right, I say, really, World War III? That's where we're at. That's where we're heading, right? That's what we're taking a look at. These people are pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. They're holding the world hostage with their ideas, and they're holding the world hostage with war and making us either accept their ideas or suffer the consequences. Why do we prep? What's the point of prepping? The prepping is to put you in a position where you don't have to acquiesce to their demands. That's why they don't like you. That's why they don't like prepping. That's why they don't like free speech. That's why they don't like the Second Amendment. All of these things are prophylactic against tyrants. And the tyrant, folks, hates. It hates an alternative voice. It hates individual capacity to make an argument against it. And it certainly hates the individual ability and the collective ability to fight back. And folks, get this. Inasmuch as any nation has the sovereign right to withdraw from a treaty, right? We, the people, are the sovereigns of America, and we have a right to dissolve the Union. Not through some lengthy 10-year fucking process that requires approval and everyone's fucking permission, including the government. It doesn't work that way. As quickly as the U.S. can violate a treaty as quickly as Putin can back out of a treaty is the same speed at which we, the people, can decide we're done with our treaty, our agreement with an entity that we created. Remember that. All the U.S. government in D.C. is a political entity. Without us, it does not exist. It can't exist. Without everyone supporting it, it cannot exist. So what is it? It has no life of its own. It is a political entity that exists by political will. They keep forgetting that. They think it's going to live like some sort of God that breathes. I suggest we all get prepared. No, you guys are nuts. There's no reason for that. Everything's just fine. Right. And if that's the case, then what's all the hubbub about? Why all the fighting? Well, all the hubbub, all the fighting is because we have corruption, tyranny, and evil in our world. The best defense is to be prepared. Chance favors the prepared mind. Godspeed, Semper Fi.